Every single gamer knows the feeling of pure, unadulterated hype. You see a massive countdown timer on YouTube. The developers take the stage, the cinematic trailer drops, and suddenly an entirely new era of your favorite game is announced. We are talking about the era of the mega update. For over a decade, this was the gold standard of gaming. Developers would disappear for an entire year working in complete secrecy just to drop a massive game changing bomb of content all at once. Think about the traditional gaming cycle. You download a massive 20 gigabyte patch. There are 5 new biomes, 10 new items, revamped mechanics, and a total overhaul of how the game functions. It feels like Christmas morning. Millions of players rush back to the game at the exact same second. Twitch categories explode, YouTube feeds are completely flooded, and servers break under the sheer weight of the hype. But then reality sets in. Within 2 weeks, the hardcore players have unlocked every single new item. Within a month, casual players have explored every single new corner of the map. The meta is completely solved. And suddenly, the game enters a brutal, agonizing period of complete stagnation. The player count drops off a cliff. The community begins to complain about a content drought, and the developers have to go back into hiding for another 12 months to start the cycle all over again. This raises a massive multi-million dollar question in the modern gaming industry. Is this massive hype wave actually healthy for a game? Or is there a much better way to keep a community alive? Enter the new contender, the frequent content drop. Instead of saving every single feature for one massive annual explosion, developers are completely shifting their strategy. They are breaking their content down into bite-sized, hyper-focused monthly releases. You wake up on a random Tuesday, log into your favorite sandbox, and notice a small update file. There are no massive marketing campaigns, no year-long countdowns, and no sweeping systemic overhauls. Instead, the developers just dropped one single incredibly polished rare item, a brand new dynamic event, or a highly specific mechanic. On paper, it sounds like less content. If you add up the individual pieces, a content drop looks tiny compared to a mega expansion. But psychologically, content drops have a massive hidden advantage: consistency. When a game updates every few weeks, the community never has time to get bored. The moment players finish exploring a new piece of content, the next drop is already right around the corner. It completely eliminates the dreaded content drought. Instead of a massive spike in player counts followed by a devastating drop-off, a game with consistent drops maintains a rock-solid, stable, and highly active player base year-round. It changes the player's behavior entirely. You stop treating the game like an annual event that you play for a week and discard. Instead, it becomes a permanent part of your weekly gaming routine. You log in just to see what small, exciting surprise is waiting for you this week. But the debate goes much deeper than just player counts. We have to talk about quality control and game balance. When a developer releases a massive update with dozens of moving parts all at once, something always breaks. Code conflicts, massive game-breaking exploits are discovered, and the entire metagame gets thrown into absolute chaos. The developers then have to spend the next 2 months rushing out emergency hotfixes just to make the game stable again. It's overwhelming for the creators, and it is incredibly frustrating for the community. Smaller content drops completely solve this problem. Because the developers are only focusing on 1 or 2 items at a time, they can test them to absolute perfection. The items are perfectly balanced, the bugs are ironed out before release, and the game's core code remains incredibly stable. Furthermore, content drops allow developers to actually listen to player feedback in real time. If they drop a new item and the community absolutely hates it, they can pivot and adjust the next month's drop immediately to fix the issue. In a massive annual update system, if a major feature fails, the community is stuck with a broken or boring game for an entire year before a fix can be implemented. Drops create a living, breathing dialogue between the creators and the community, making the players feel like they are actively helping shape the evolution of the game. However, the content drop model does have one massive glaring flaw that developers are struggling to overcome: the loss of cultural milestones. Think about the biggest moments in gaming history. They are almost always tied to a massive, monumental update. An annual expansion creates a massive cultural event that transcends the game's core community. It gets old players to re-download the game out of pure nostalgia. It brings in tens of thousands of brand new players who see the massive media coverage and want to be part of the hype wave. A small monthly content drop simply cannot do that. A surprise patch that adds a single new car or a specific block isn't going to make national news. It isn't going to convince someone who quit the game 3 years ago to suddenly come back. Content drops are amazing at keeping the current player base incredibly happy and active, but they are absolutely terrible at attracting new players or generating mainstream internet hype. Without those massive defining moments, a game can start to feel flat. The updates are good, the balance is perfect, but the magic, the shared community excitement, and the legendary status of a historical game update launch are completely lost. A game risks becoming a clinical corporate live service machine rather than an evolving world of epic, unforgettable events. So, which system actually wins? Is it better to have the massive, earth shattering hype of an annual mega update, or the rock solid, bug free consistency of frequent content drops? The smartest developers in the industry are starting to realize that the ultimate answer isn't choosing one over the other. The future of gaming belongs to a hybrid model. Games need the massive blockbuster annual updates to create cultural milestones, bring back lapsed players, and reset the foundational code of the universe. But they desperately need the smaller, tactical content drops to fill the gaps, maintain daily engagement, and keep the community active during the long months of development. The battle between drops and big updates isn't about which one is better. It is about finding the perfect rhythm to keep a game alive forever. Which side of the debate are you on? Do you prefer the massive hype of a giant expansion? Or do you love getting fresh content drops every single month? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to absolutely smash that subscribe button to help support my dream gaming PC setup grind so we can keep making these deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.